Hey there, welcome aboard. If you've been dreaming of solo sailing but think boats are too pricey, you're in for a treat. Today, I'm sharing my top 10 cheapest sailboats to go solo sailing. Boats that are simple, reliable, and easy on the wallet. These aren't junkers, they're solid little cruisers perfect for quiet getaways, learning the ropes, or just enjoying time alone on the water. I've sailed or known folks who've owned most of these, and they all punch above their weight. So, if you're ready to cast off without breaking the bank, let's dive in. The Montgomery 15 is like a pocket-sized cruising dream. Just 15 feet long, but she feels bigger, thanks to her high freeboard and clever use of space. What I love most is how stable and seaworthy she feels, even in a bit of chop. She's got a full keel that tracks straight, and you can easily launch her from a trailer and be off sailing in no time. This is the kind of boat that makes solo sailing feel effortless. She's got enough room to duck inside for shelter, and some owners even overnight in them. They're small, sure, but they've crossed serious water and earned real respect. Best part? You can often find one in decent shape for well under $5,000. For older sailors or beginners, she's forgiving and steady. And for veterans like me, she's just pure fun. If you want to get out there without fuss or fanfare, the Montgomery 15 might be your perfect match. The Wight Potter 19 is one of those cult favorites in the solo sailing world. She's compact, towable, and unsinkable, literally. There's positive foam flotation built in, which makes her an incredibly reassuring choice if you're heading out alone. What's amazing is how much they pack into just 19 feet. There's a small cabin with enough space to sleep two, a simple galley setup, and plenty of storage for a weekend's worth of gear. She's got a high, proud bow that can handle some surprisingly rough weather too. This boat has done some serious adventuring. Folks have taken them offshore, down the coast, even on long inland journeys. But she's also just perfect for a lazy afternoon sail. Easy to rig, easy to tow, and you don't need a big truck to pull her. You'll often find them used in the $6,000 to $8,000 range, depending on condition. For solo sailors, she's a confidence booster and a real conversation starter at any dock. She may be small, but she punches way above her weight. The Catalina 22 is probably one of the most popular little cruisers ever built, and there's a good reason for that. She's just plain fun to sail. At 22 feet, she's big enough to be comfortable for overnights or even short coastal trips, but still small enough to handle easily on your own. She's got a swing keel version that's trailerable, making her more versatile if you want to try different waters. Inside, there's room to sleep a couple of people, a little galley, and space to stretch out, just enough to feel like a real cruising boat without being overwhelming. The Catalina 22 has a big owner community, so you'll always find advice, spare parts, and encouragement. And the best part? You can usually find one ready to sail for under $5,000. Sometimes a bit more if it's in pristine shape or loaded with extras. She's a great step up for someone who's ready for more than a day sailor but isn't interested in big boat headaches. For solo sailors, she's steady, responsive, and easy to love. Now, here's a boat that doesn't always get the spotlight but really deserves it. The Precision 18 is a sporty little sloop that's perfect for solo sailors who want something fun and fast but still manageable. She's got clean lines, a responsive helm, and a surprisingly roomy cockpit. This boat is quick on the water but not twitchy. You can easily sail her solo and still feel totally in control, even when the wind picks up. Inside, there's a small cuddy cabin. Nothing fancy, but enough room to throw in a sleeping bag or stash your gear out of the weather. She's light enough to trailer easily, and launching her doesn't take much effort. The build quality is solid, and they tend to age well if cared for. Price-wise, you can find these in the $5,000 to $7,000 range, sometimes less if you don't mind doing a little TLC. The Precision 18 is a great pick for someone who likes a little zip but doesn't want to mess with complicated systems. She's straightforward, sturdy, and a real pleasure under sail. If you're looking for something traditional, charming, and ultra-simple, the Com-Pac 16 might be your boat. She's a salty little cruiser with classic lines, a full keel, and the kind of sturdy build that inspires confidence the moment you step aboard. At just 16 feet, she's small, but don't let that fool you. She's got a surprisingly roomy cockpit, and the little cabin is cozy enough to duck into during a squall or to stow your gear. With her shallow draft, you can poke into skinny waters where bigger boats can't dream of going. Sailing solo on a Com-Pac 16 feels like a throwback to an earlier time. Just you, the breeze, and the water. She's not fast, but she's steady, comfortable, and handles beautifully. Best of all, you can often find one in the $3,000 to $5,000 range, making her one of the most affordable entries into real cruising. For someone looking for a simple, low-stress way to enjoy solo sailing, the Com-Pac 16 delivers in spades. The Hunter 170 is a fantastic little day sailor that's perfect for solo trips, especially if you're just getting started or want something super low maintenance. At 17 feet long, she's an open cockpit boat. no cabin, but that means you've got tons of space to move around and really feel the wind in your face. She's made from a nearly indestructible composite material, which makes her incredibly durable and great for shallow or unfamiliar waters. You don't have to baby her, and that freedom is a big deal when you're out there solo. The cockpit is huge for her size, and you can stretch out or even bring a friend along if the mood strikes. Sailing her solo is a breeze. She's responsive, light on the tiller, and doesn't need a lot of sail area to move. Because she's so simple, there's less to break and less to worry about. You can find a used one in solid shape for under $4,000. For a quick escape after work or a lazy weekend sail, the Hunter 170 is a fun, affordable, and easy boat to fall in love with. The O'Day 19 is a cozy, reliable little cruiser that's just the right size for solo sailing. She has a great balance, small enough to handle alone without stress, but big enough to feel stable and give you a bit of shelter if the weather turns. There's a little cabin with room to overnight, making her a solid weekend boat. She's got a centerboard, which helps with trailering and launching, and she doesn't require a big vehicle to tow. The sailing experience is smooth and forgiving, and she holds a steady course without needing constant attention at the helm. The cockpit is comfortable for one or two, and there's something about her proportions that just feels right. She's one of those boats you sail once and instantly feel like you've known her forever. Maintenance is straightforward, and the systems are minimal, perfect for someone who wants to spend more time sailing than fixing. Best part? You can often find one for around $3,000 to $5,000, ready to sail. The O'Day 19 isn't flashy, but she's honest, dependable, and just plain good fun. The San Juan 21 has earned quite a loyal following over the years, and once you sail one, it's easy to see why. She's fast, fun, and surprisingly versatile for a boat her size. At 21 feet, she's small enough for easy solo handling, but gives you that little extra stretch of space that makes a difference on longer sails. She's got a swing keel that lets you explore shallow bays or haul her out on a trailer with no trouble. The cabin isn't big, but there's enough room to overnight or get out of the sun. I've met folks who've cruised the coast in one, and others who race them on the weekends. They're that versatile. The San Juan 21 moves beautifully in light wind and can really scoot when things pick up. But she's also well-balanced, which makes single-handing enjoyable, not exhausting. Parts are easy to find, and the boat community around her is friendly and helpful. You can usually find one for under $4,000. If you want a little zip and a lot of heart, the San Juan 21 is a solid, affordable pick for solo sailors. The Venture 21 is another great example of a pocket cruiser that gives you a ton of value for a very small price tag. Built in large numbers and still sailing strong all over the place, she's a simple, no-nonsense boat that's easy to handle and comfortable enough for a weekend aboard. She's got a swing keel, which means shallow water isn't a problem, and trailering is straightforward. Inside the cabin, you'll find space for basic overnighting. Nothing fancy, but a dry bunk and a place to make coffee in the morning go a long way when you're solo sailing. What makes the Venture stand out is how forgiving she is. She's not super fast, but she's steady, sails well in light breeze, and doesn't fight you in a gust. For beginners, or those looking to downsize, she's a soft introduction into cruising without the stress. You can pick one up for around $2,000 to $4,000, which is about as budget-friendly as it gets. She might not turn heads at the dock, but she'll give you quiet days on the water, peaceful anchorages, and a boat you can rely on. The MacGregor 25 is one of the best bang-for-your-buck solo cruisers out there. At 25 feet, she's the biggest boat on this list, and that extra space really shows. There's standing headroom in the pop-top cabin, a little galley, a proper V-berth, and even room for a porta-potty setup. Not bad for a boat you can tow behind a pickup. She's got a swing keel for shallow draft versatility, and the rig is simple enough for solo handling. A lot of sailors knock the MacGregor for being plastic or too lightweight, but that's actually part of what makes her so accessible. She's easy to launch, easy to trailer, and easy to maintain. On the water, she's not a racer, but she sails fine, steady, and predictable. She's a great step-up boat if you've been sailing smaller craft and want more comfort without giving up that solo sailing lifestyle. You can find a used MacGregor 25 for anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000, depending on condition. She's one of the most affordable ways to get a real cruising experience without a big financial commitment. And there you have it. 10 of the cheapest, most dependable little sailboats that are perfect for solo sailing adventures. Whether you're new to the game or just looking to downsize and simplify, each of these boats offers a unique kind of freedom. No crew, no rush, no stress, just you, the wind, and the open water. What I love most about these boats is that they're not just affordable, they're invitations. They invite you to slip away for a quiet afternoon, explore hidden coves, or spend a weekend anchored out with a book and a coffee. They don't demand much, but they give you everything that matters in a sailing life. So, if you've been hesitating, waiting for the right time or thinking you need a big budget to sail solo. Don't. Start small. Start smart. Start with something simple and proven, and let the sea do the rest. Thanks for coming along for the ride. I'll see you out there, maybe at anchor in some quiet bay, swapping stories with the breeze. Until then, fair winds and steady hands, my friends.